afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, ImperialDane. Master Propaganda hero, strike defender of the fatherland, your lord and master, off here to a 2 versus 2 on wild farmlands. In these, it is Cblanco and the Vodka Company fighting for the Allies, forming up here the 3rd Armored Division backed up by the 11th. In the west, it is Ikab and ImperialDane himself fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Rolling out here with the Panzerdivision, with me immediately choosing elite troops, since I kind of like that one versus the Americans. They could also go on for strategic reserves or German infantry, which I had Airborne here as well as doctrines. Ikab's got Jaeger infantry, Jaeger armour and German mechanized. Cblanco with infantry, airborne and recon support. Vodka Company with Royal Artillery, special weapons and mobile assault. Mostly infantry bulletins there for Cblanco and Vodka Company with the grenade and universal carrier, and Ikab with double infantry and pioneers. Going to be MG42 start there for me. And similarly, no, Ikab actually is going for double pioneers. Going to use no MG42 in the early game for him as he rushes south with the pioneers. Trying to disrupt here. Vodka Company's opening here. They're usually trying to rush out the Brits. Tends to be a more tricky endeavour, and usually I find it's better just to sort of play around that and just try and bait them into position to sort of better deal with them. Cblanco going in is more aggressively here towards the centre as I'm heading northwards there with pioneers. MG42 Grenadiers backing up here with more Grenadiers on the way for me, and we got the MG42 then following up there for Ikab. MG40 being caught here by the re-echelons, bringing infantry back up here just in case. We got riflemen moving in there, we got riflemen moving northwards there as well for Cblanco. Shot being fired here, racing charge straight into the Grenadiers and taking neatly some casualties there. MG42 covering as well. With the 2nd Grenadiers squad, that's almost done. Pioneers grabbing the northern point, we got riflemen in there. Go 2nd Grenadiers squad ready. In the south, or centrewards, we can see that Ikab is basically breaking off towards the southern push for now, going to move more towards the centre. Not a bad idea. Usually charging into the British positions early on with the Wehrmacht tends to be less efficient. Northern point secured, MG up to keep so the riflemen occupied. Has moved the other squad up here to deal with the riflemen by the fuel points. 2nd Grenadier squad moving to assist the MG42, and I hope I just don't get flanked in the meanwhile. Pioneers drawing away here until we can get the Grenadiers in to draw the attention and then allow the Pioneers to get close. Rifle being held down here in the centre. Pioneers continue to fight off the section here as Vodka Company is pretty much putting most of his attention securing the south, allowing Ikab to get more pressure in the centre there as well against the Allies. And there you go, north here, Pioneers can get the Grenadiers, having initially drawn fire out, the Pioneers to get close. And then Grenadiers, Pioneers versus one rifle squad, so the Pioneers are close, should allow me to gain the upper hand here and beat the riflemen. That's usually one of the tricks of the Wehrmacht, how to use your Pioneers in conjunction with the other units, that way gain slight edges here and there. There you go, riflemen routed. Position remains a bit stable here, though it looks like Cblanco might try and flank up behind here and get behind my machine gun. That's definitely a good move there by Cblanco, and of course they're going to have to try and sort of deal with that. Riflemen from the other side there, and I got a 3rd Grenadier squad on the way. Reaction charging straight to the Grenadiers, MG42. Could see a wipe here. There we go. Small wipe left Cblanco. Grenadiers up here in trouble. Flank going on here, trying to deal with that. MG42 trying to reposition. Pioneers using the northern fuel point. Grenadiers squad, they're retreating. 3rd one on the way. We got a concussive grenade here, hoping that Cblanco isn't quite aware of its existence yet. There we go, retreats. MG4 setting up. Universal carrier now barging in. In the centre, Ikab is slowly pressing out there. Vodka Company, who's still got most of his forces in the south there, except of course the Universal carrier now backing up there. Rifleman caught here by the MG42 and routed with some damage being done there. Ambulance following up for Cblanco and the 3rd Armoured. MG42 doing some damage to the Universal carrier, not a lot. In the centre there, Ikab's watching over the centre victory point there with his MG42, and now he's being taken south with a much larger force backed up by flamethrowers, noting he's gone for triple Grenadiers and double Pioneers, 1 MG42. Back here, take up for me and take up for Ikab as well. Universal carrier they've routed, MG42 falling back, and Pioneers probably should consider falling back as well soon. Troops being dispatched towards the centre to back up Ikab there to sort of further allow him to free up forces for a southern push. Take up for Vodka Company, and we got the captain out for Cblanco with the BAR that were being equipped to the captain, increasing firepower a bit there on the cheaper end of the spectrum. But that hangs upgrade for weapon racks and whatnot. Pioneers sneaking about here, section. There's going to be a problem here for Ikab without the flamethrower to flush that one up. At the same time, got to deal with the troops on the flank to make it safer for the Pioneers. Otherwise, he does risk them getting focused down, which would be, less amazing. Unless you're the British, in which case it obviously is amazing. Grenadiers, the Universal carrier there. MG42 moving out again, take up done, Pioneers retreating. Bit of a standoff for them. We got the AC Mark 3 on the way there for Vodka Company. Standard stuff there from the British in the south. Ikab's assault has finally succeeded, routing Vodka Company from the fuel point there, giving basically both fuel points now to the Germans. Universal carrier heading to the Grenadiers. Grenadiers setting in. AC Mark 3 on the way there for Vodka Company. MD42 they're being slightly harassed. And setting up there. Straight into there we go to cover up his machine gun. Big push here by Rifleman, concuss a grenade off. Right into this here, Cblanco does have a 10 times of bunching up his Rifleman. Sonia sends some opportunity and going to try and rifle all these bunched up Riflemen here, since they're quite clustered up. And there we go. Almost landing a wipe there on the one Rifle squad and get a wipe. That's of course be pretty big. And there we go, landed a wipe there on one of Cblanco's Riflemen. He's certainly been taking some heavy casualties here. An absolutely splendid rifle grenade there. Gonna need to continue to hold up, but they are starting to look a bit weak there. 2-2 following up for me, and for Ikab, there's 1-2-2 as well on the way there. Cblanco going for reactions to replace the ones he's lost. Make up for the general casualties. Also noted now, Cblanco's gone for Airborne doctrine, leaving just Ikab and Vodka Company without doctrines. I'm also close to being able to begin to put my troops in the D43, but not quite there. Falling back to the ambulance position for now in the south, we got the AC moving in here. We got Telemines down there for Ikab, by the way. Nice spot, though can be spotted and disrupted. Cblanco calling a 50 cover there from above. Telemine there done, though again could have been spotted here by Vodka Company. Could also not have been spotted. That's a small chance that exists, but not super likely. And so not something we should count on. Section ring in here. A few units sort of holding the line here for Ikab. The 2-2 is going to be, I think, quite crucial here until, of course, the AC arrives, at which point the 2-2 is going to be pretty much just worthless since it's not good one-on-one as the AC. Up north, 2-2 moving in and catching the Musket, then a pretty bad spot, rafting one off Cblanco's rifle squads as well. 50 cover their operation for Cblanco, probably one reason he went for the re-echelon, so he can just recruit cheaper. Almost got the Musket, and there we go. Pop goes to Luis with 50 coming up in the 2-2. Pioneers going to use routing in the face of British attacks in the south centre, where it's sort of starting to look a bit worse for wear. Slightly larger push here by Cblanco in the north. Going to use holding up in the start of the house, but they need to retreat soon. They do lack firepower to withstand the American assault. MD42 moving up, but actually might have pushed it up a bit too far there. Possibly. Up north, going to use backed up, but the 2-2 has more troops trying to flank in here. You see flanking from the south. We got section there threatening the flank further. Need to retreat the MD42 there. Concuss a grenade into the midst of Cblanco's troops. Might be able to force retreat with the 2-2 just hammering down. MD42 they're being forced away. And Pioneers right as well. There's the Allies hit hard in the centre. And up north end up retreating as well. They're due to the presence of the flanking attempt by Vodka Company. Nice push there, of course, by him, though rather uncomfortable for me. In the south centre, Ikab remains control there, but he's certainly feeling the pressure as well. Medic bunker up there. Hadn't quite paid attention. He was building one, so tried it up so they could maybe support him as well, but end up there obviously being a bit wasted there. Cblanco calling an anti-tank gun, which is a bit interesting considering he went for the captain, so it's not like he needs to call it in, but I mean, he wants to save manpower and just wants to spend munitions on it. Of course, that works out perfectly fine. All the point being seized, they had a few S-mines down, but obviously moved in with minesweepers anticipating that. Panzer was heading northwards there. Got some more elite infantry out that way. And of course, can add stormtrooper comes necessary to in the southern trouble, and there you go, mine spotted. Bit rubbish there for Ikab. Great, of course, for Vodka Company since he avoids his AC being knocked out. Panzer's assault, they continue backed up by Grenadiers here. Down here, troops healing and forcing. No further taker yet here for us. As for the Allies, we got more sections on the way there for Vodka Company. And we do have weapon racks up as well there for Cblanco. Reasons there, having tank trapped down, trying to wire off, but are thwarted here in their attempt by the Panzer Grenadier. There you go, taking out. Might as well try and push whatever edge we can, and usually trying to get out to Pommercore faster than them tends to be very helpful. Few upon the south hit there by Vodka Company. Ikab's assembling a small force there to counter-attack. We got a big push up here though. Trying to the MD42. And there you go, taking hits from the M1 anti-tank gun. Trying to get away there, but for some reason doesn't accelerate fast enough, and the anti-tank gun gets it there. Incendiary pierce rams Chang through Cblanco's infantry. Got gunners moving against the anti-tank gun. Equipped there with the G43, or Gewehr 43. Doing some lighter damage there. Dug in with a 50 cal, that's going to require mortar, some spectacular tactics to easily deal with. Oh, it's going to be a very grungy offensive. Cblanco is calling in airborne troops. Obviously, it's going to be with Browning light machine guns or with Thompsons. Though considering the size of the map and how it's made, light machine guns do make a lot more sense than Thompsons. I wouldn't say Thompsons were a bad choice. Panzers are standing about. Back here, troops reinforcing, healing. Take up down. They need to get that Sapoma crop. Chanel and there you go. Right, there's the Panzer going to deal here. Bomb grenade off. Slightly misjudgment there on where they were going. My mistake. Panzer they're taking to the right, and he's pushing one squad away there. Second squad there, with bars are going to be a bit more problem here. Could maybe hope for a concussor grenade to flash them out further. There we go. There we go, routing them as well. In the south, though, we've got a big push here from Vodka coming with bolted infantry. Machine gun there being routed as well. Paratroopers joining in as well. Panzer, of course, all low on health. And here's the thing about infantry sections. They're really good against moving targets in the retreat for some reason. So in particular, when you got them hoarded up like that, Panzers went down. Bit of a blow there to me and a bit of an annoyance.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Rather typical British tactics, just bunch up a bunch of bolted sections, just aim move them whatever's in the way. We got Ikab moving towards the centre here to try and hold off against that kind of movement there. Canadians moving up, trying to build up a counter force because against hordes of British infantry, you can't really allow yourself to move just one in unity. You can't need to meet them with at least reasonable amounts of force or just more machine guns. But I'm kind of trying to focus in the Sapoma Corps, so can't really afford more machine guns right away. Troops being held down in the centre by the MB42, noting here he's actually brought up 2 MB42s, so good work there by Ikab, and it's obviously something he should have done faster. Stormtroopers out for me. In this case, mostly just to disrupt them from grabbing the fuel point and deny them the fuel, adding the MP40s there, of course. Companies bringing it, catching the section a pretty bad spot up north here. Paratroopers being routed as well, just a bit. In the south, they see they're flanking up behind Ikab's main position here, looking to cause some harm there. Nice play. British horde on the move once more there, though, for Vodka coming up north here. Storms will take a few nasty hits here. And retreating there, but they could risk running into the British horde once more and getting wiped. Which would be, well, you know, unpleasant. And that's exactly what they do here. British horde on the move. Storms are retreating through some light cover. They might have a chance of making out of their live. MD42 moving up. Of course, need to pick up not step too close, and again, a British horde can just take out a machine gun head on like that if you're not careful. And the second MD42s there dealing with the section there. Right now, the problem is, of course, I'm being sort of hit by both of the Allied players while Ikab's sort of trying to maintain control of the rest of the map. Hopefully, he senses something and perhaps gets into more work there. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to slow down the British here. Both, of course, got Sapoma crop. I'm going to go for the Panzer Forces. I'm not entirely sure about the fuel situation here between both us and the Allies. If I were to go for the Austrian, but they've got tanks out, that could be really bad. So I'm just going to go for the Panzer Force, the safer bet. Of course, this is where strategic reserves could have possibly in some ways been a better choice, since of course I could have access to the Panzer IV Model J, which of course would be quite effective as all this bunched up infantry. Only at a small price more. We got in the 5th cover they're opening up with my troops advancing here. Aggressive setup there by Cblanco, but a real good setup by the way. Also nice use the wreckage there for, of course, heavy cover, since there's always no real heavy cover nearby. So very strong position there by Cblanco. And the south section routed here by Ikab so far again is not something most of the Allied attention there, is very much me. And I imagine Ikab is also planning for the Panzer IV. Yes, well, at least I'm going for it. And I imagine he's going to go for one moments after. Telemine down there. Good work by Ikab, who's gone for Jaeger armour. Interesting choice there. I mean, a larger map with more open terrain, I could see the elephant sort of making sense, though I'm not necessarily hugely sold on it. He's also going for the Panzer IV, so both of us are adding Panzerkampfwagen to the arsenal. 350 versus 446. Troops are being expressed by the MB42. Pioneers there being about by the AC as it sort of threatens the flank once more. Pack 40 MB42 moving ahead back here. Bit grenadier push there. Mix of G43s and one light machine gun for a bit of extra range firepower. We got Vodka coming up with a mortar emplacement here to provide further cover of the centre. And pretty much just make it harder for Ikab to dig in with his machine guns here, denying him the usage of a strong point tactic there. Panzer IV, they're arriving. His Panzer IV is just about to arrive as well. Big infantry push here, of course. Trying to take a deeper flank, try to avoid, you know, the 5th cover there. Of course, Cblanco very wisely. It's already repositioned it, of course. I'm assuming to at least some degree he might have done that. Second Panzer IV moving in there in the centre. Ikab continues to hold the line as now they do seem to be slightly focusing more towards there as they feel like they've secured the north, and of course I'm about to change to that. Thought there for them. 5th Cav being flanked and routed. Sadly wasn't able to destroy it. In the south, we've got a big push here. Grenadiers holding up, they're being grenaded. Then, of course, that means that VodkaCo companies upgrade grenades in the sections. But on their own, Ikab is very swiftly moving in his Panzer IV there. 5th Cav right here by the Panzer IV up north. And Raf now being assaulted. Michigan now being retreated. Actually, for some reason, they've forgotten, figured it was actually reaction to the ground. The point up here, not a Raf squad with BARs. Obviously, a bit of a mistake there by me. Big push here with infantry anti-tank guns. Stormtroopers obviously not equipped to fight paratroopers with light machine guns. And rifle squad up north there, bit the dash there for Cblanco. Leaving just with one rifle squad now, actually. Scott out here for Cblanco, that is his first armor choice he's set up himself. Panzer IV moving in and getting the paratroopers. Doing some light damage there. There you go. Bit of nasty hits there, popping smoke, trying to get out of there safely. Grenadiers up north, they're trying to offer the allied infantry as well. And quickly getting that Panzer IV out of there, very far away back here. Troops reinforcing. Grenadiers trying to do the best is to hold the line. Try and slow down the Americans, also just gain us as much fuel as possible. Ikab making good progress in the south, but otherwise. Panzer IV pushing back the section. Paratroopers McCap moving up. And rout it. And the south Panzer moves in relations under fire from it. Grenadiers continue to just hold out. Panzer moving in there. And being fixed up. Vickers machine away there for VodkaCo company. German army now more in control of the map and certainly control of the fuel points. Plus Ikab here setting up for fuel cache. Good move there. I'm flooding a bit of resources in part because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. What options and directions I want to take. A board here would probably be a good idea. Maybe another machine to help deal with all the infantry. Haven't been able to play a bit lately due to not feeling too well, so I'm a bit rusty, so my apologies for any mistakes happening that way. Mortar fire raining down there, troops repositioning here. For Ikab. MD4 sitting up there, 7 kills, actually 2 half-late to veteran 3. Panzer IV just hanging back, the Shadow Pinmark machine gun. I could also build fuel caches, of course, but there you go, I'm going for the mortar, the Grenadier. Loading course, the VodkaCo company's almost 20 minutes of the game, yet to choose one, and oh, Ikab loses his Panzer IV, they're not good. Unless for the Allies, in which case, of course, it's pretty good. Double M1 anti-tank guns, certainly something I very much dislike having to face off against because the M1s have a very high rate of fire compared to other anti-tank guns, and they're really good versus medium tanks. In fact, Cblanco is coming to triple M1 anti-tank guns, in which case artillery is going to be pretty handy. Plus, of course, with machine guns about this, well, there's also another reason to get mortars out. So there you go, 8cm Grenadier on the way there. 5th Cav anti-tank there, number 3 rank for Cblanco, roughing it up against the infantry there. And these fine with the leichte Maschinengewehr. That's the amerikanische Schweinhunden. Standing out in the middle of the open. Panzer moving in there. Noting Pinmark machines finally going on there. Mortar rounds landing a good hit in. In the south there, though, VodkaCo's been good progress here. As Ikab's line there battling, they are unable to withstand the strain here of VodkaCo company's brutal T-fueled assaults. Otherwise, the Allies are now the ones seemingly sort of digging in around the centre, which is going to make it harder for us to fight around there with all the artillery and, of course, increasingly large amount of anti-tank guns. I mean, you've got 1 British there. 2 American here with a 3rd one on the way. That's going to be a total of 4 anti-tank guns plus the Scott and the mortars. It's going to be a really nasty strong point there. And while not quite a Sim City, it's only going to be close. I suppose you'd call it more of a Farmville. Anyways, Grenadiers flanking up with the machine gun, hitting some of the anti-tank weapons there. Mortar, of course, over John Inch, shown on the way there for Cblanco and the 3rd Armoured. Panzer IV moving in, mortar firing down. They're going to need to evacuate pretty swiftly. They're already low on health count with this much more damage here from the Americans. Unless I just want to throw them away pointlessly. 317 versus 416. Back here, troops are reinforcing as of south here. Grenadiers moving in there, fresh counterattack from Ikab. They're very light. AC they're by fun with a damaged engine, but no immediate way of finishing it off. Ikab there is not going thing. Is it possibly planning for tier 4? Yes, indeed he is. And of course, for me, going for tier 4 for the Tiger Rays would not exactly be a bad idea either. German out there, and in the south we got a Cromwell out, so the Allies are definitely adding in more tanks in the centre here, pushing forward to grab that centre victory point. Stormtroopers can pop a smoke grenade down. I'm still flooding a lot of manpower again, I really shouldn't be doing that. As against stuff I could easily be spending the manpower on. That's definitely not cool. We got a smoke screen off to Cblanco, preparing for an assault. Thumbs up there to Cblanco. Obviously a real bastard for me to deal with, but I mean, it's good tactical sense he's doing here. I mean, yeah, in that sense I can't fault him. It disrupts my defense, makes it easier for him to push ahead, and of course just makes things very, very difficult for me. Then of course backed up with the triple anti-tank guns. It further just makes it difficult for me just to form up any defensive position here. Panther almost taken out. For some reason stops up, and I'm pretty sure ordered to keep moving, but there you go. Gets away just very narrowly though. Air recon's out there from Ikab, nice work, certainly gives a better idea of the battlefield. Meanwhile, Cromwell charging through here, basically looking to cause further disruption into my positions already weakened. Good teamwork there by Cblanco and Vodka Company. Thumbs up there, Panzerfaust bugging out. Despite attempts to fix the Panzerfaust bugs, they haven't still gotten most of it out, so, you know. At this point I almost think it might just be better off if replacing it with an anti-tank rifle grenade, which is, I think, less likely to bug out, so at least we can that way make it consistently work. Panther 4, they're hauling away, and there you go, tier 4 for me as well. Since again, I figure Tiger Ace might just be able to help. Might. Pack 4 to me, backed up infantry going against the Sherman there. Up north, sweeping in to grab as much as possible. Just a big allied push across the frontage here. And I'm just trying to minimise casualties so we can actually form up a counterattack to hit that properly. Since the worst thing I can do here, despite losing ground, would just be suffering, you know, huge casualties. They can't actually form up a counterattack force. And Ikab's certainly also seen better days, but there he's going for the Panzerkampfwagen 5, the Panther. Fixing up the Panther 4, the troops are reinforcing. I'll then build the heavy Panzer Corps and try and set up for the Tiger race. Right now the Allies are certainly looking rather ascendant. 305 versus 408 though. Cromwell there being a bit of a threat on the edge of my base. Panther 4 almost good to go there. In the south, a small defensive post here from Ikab. A few grenadiers for light machine guns. Panther's almost down. Fuel cache there, taking heavy damage. Ooh, lucky miss. And there you go. Panther out for Ikab. And the Panzer is short. Troops in trouble. I was just trying to time I could see if I could get close to it and Panzerfaust, and then rush it down with the Panther 4. Couldn't get close, obviously, but you know, I guess it was worth the attempt. Obviously, it wasn't. But I thought it was, maybe. Caches there being inflicted on the Vodka Company. Also throwing quite a bit of manpower again. He will also benefit from caches there. Oh, we end up further cache. There we go. Pack 4 lands a nice hit, and that Cromwell's finally going to go down there. In the south here, or centre, Panther breaking forward for big infantry push down to take include out there. Nice push here by Ikab so far. Striking forwards for the fatherland. Deutschland. Looking to crush as many Americans possibly as well, then just gun them down. Bring in the Panther 4 to assist with this push. As this is probably the best way to just, you know, somehow throw the allied positions into this array and actually, you know, make some gains again. Machine gun there cleared out. Direct hit here from the Panther 4. 8 kill threats into 1. Infantry moving up here with machine guns and whatnot. Going here for the Scotties trying to take out. We got a lot of anti-tank guns moving up. Sherman moving in. Paratroopers moving in. Panther moving up as well. Lots of smoke there. No problem. Use the smoke to try and get away from the anti-tank gun safely. Sadly though, Panther 4 keeps missing. Anti-tank sitting up there as well. Infantry moving forwards. Chaos due to the smoke there. Sherman could go down. Anti-tank gun gets the Panther 4. One anti-tank has been cleared out. Chaos range and we got S-Port called in by Cblanco. I'm also not far off from the Tiger Ace. 50 caliber crude here by Grenadiers. Rockets flying through the sky as they impact upon the Panther's armor. Absolutely brutal fighting here in the center. Flying out with more infantry, pioneers and machine guns here. Tiger Ace is very close. Almost got the manpower. I'm saying very close to the. Well, I got the manpower. I just need the fuel, really. Machine guns got the 5th gun having away, but it's actually caught in a pretty bad spot. I wasn't paying attention there against so much else going on. I was trying to see what I can't find away from the Tiger Ace. Anti-tank gun there. Cleared out as well as trying to hold the weight, denying it to the Allies, of course. Mortifying with 3 kills, about 22. Brutal fighting here. All the way very close to the Tiger Ace. Infantry being reinforced. They're destroying the anti-tank gun. Good move there, of course, by Ikab. And the machine gun, of course, destroyed as well. Thumbs up there to Ikab. Very good work there. Grenadiers here fighting in the south as well. 305 is a 316. Smoke screen down there. From the Allies, by the way. I believe that is the Mortar, in fact, looking to disrupt the Panther supporting of the front line there. Good work there by Vodka Company, who still hasn't chosen a doctor. I mean, we're 25 minutes into the game, he still hasn't chosen anything. That seems a bit dubious. Our way, though, Tiger is out there. A true hero of Germany. Entering northwards there, Stormtroopers Gundiers. As the fighting actually drawn everything towards the centre, which is kind of what I'm banking on to just make a quick push there. And then hope to draw them into counter-attacking. And then hit them back with a Tiger Race if it hits. I mean, does have a 10% accuracy bonus, but sometimes it does not feel it has 10% accuracy bonus over a regular Tiger tank. I can tell you that much. Up here, the Gunnies versus the paratroopers there. Lots of paratroopers bunched up. Gunnies need to get away. Got a concussive grenades and maybe sort of help assist with that. Tiger Ace moving in. Up north, point being secured there. Mighty Tiger Ace moves in, shoots, and gets a single kill despite the paratroopers being absolutely delightfully bunched up. And should be easy neat here for the Tiger Ace. Second shot utterly misses the mark. Bit unfortunate there. But at least now they know they have to be afraid. In theory. Jackson away there for Cblanco. Vodka Company finally has gone for doctrine. It is Special Weapons Regiment. Opening up Flottillion, you know, like the Crocodile is what it's basically aiming for there. And not so much the rest of the doctrine. Second fuel cache up there for Ikab. Good work there. Tiger Race there being quickly fixed up. Might as well just get whatever little damage needed out to fix, then sort of push it ahead with. Scott moving up. Anti-tanks moving in there. Lots of anti-tanks from the Allies. Paratroopers, though, of course, harrying about as well. And there you go, tank destroyer out for Cblanco and the 3rd Armoured. 11th Armoured under Vodka Company. They, of course, making another big push in the south, but Ikab's trying to hold the line here. Tiger Race suffering a lot of hits from the anti-tank guns, some going through, some bouncing. In the south here, AC there, taking hits from the anti-tank and the Panther possibly. Nope, a bit too fast there. Stormtroopers routed. 305 is a 279. The Allies now have the victory point lead over the German army. The Panzer Panzerdivision. Panther hammering away here. Note by way spotting scopes increases range when it's not moving. Oh, line of sight when it's not moving, not range. Though it can more effectively use its range since the Panther does not have full line of sight for its range. And usually will need some sort of spotter, but of course, with spotting scopes, if it's not moving, it can spot for itself. Tiger Race there. Shots getting caught up in the road. There's a bit of topography here, but there's a slight, you can see the race here, so it can easily just hit the road instead. So, not the best terrain to fight in with a Tiger Race, sadly. Back here, troops reinforcing, and the South Panther wing forwards here. 8 kills so far. A lot of them based on the machine guns. I mean, thing is, most people tend to underestimate just how effective tank machine guns are, so that's a little fun fact there for you. Tank machine guns are in fact quite effective in the actual war. They're usually like one of the primary methods of just dealing with infantry, which is why the Germans, for example, just add more machine guns to stuff that's actually expected to fight infantry. For example, Stug 3s, particularly the late models, actually had 2 machine guns added to them, not just a pin mark machine gun, but also, you know, coaxial machine gun. So, little fun fact there for you as well. Rather than taking heavy casualties on the Tiger Race, tearing through the infantry, machine gun about to get murdered out, but gets away there under the aegis of the Tiger Ace, which again, despite, you know, being more accurate than a regular Tiger, still can, you know, pull off some pretty spectacular whiffs like that. Double anti-tanks away there, shoots and misses. That's pretty lucky for me. Tiger Ace quickly backs off. I could try and take on, you know, 2 anti-tank and head on with the Tiger Ace, but I feel like tactically I could get away with it, but, you know, it wouldn't make a lot of sense and would be just me pushing my luck in a pretty dumb manner. Tiger Race seemingly catching up there, picking up some of the slack. It's been leaning out in large meshes. In the south here, heavy in front here. Pioneers fighting off against the section behind the fence here. Panther moving in trying to deal with that. And finally, we've got a Crocodile out here for Vodka Company. More heavy armor round to the battlefield. Troops seemingly enforcing. Got flares off here as well, so indicating what we got to them. Though obviously, they should probably figure we got, you know, heavy Panzer co-op, seeing as we got stuff from it. Ikab following up the Sturm Panzer deal with infantry and support weapons. Not a bad idea there by Ikab at all. Not a bad idea. Storms advancing and clearing out one of the anti-tank guns. Hosing down the crew with accurate MP40 fire. Tiger is moving in. Closing in on Vetchny 2 and some increased accuracy and range. Plus, of course, the spearhead ability, which was so good they moved it to Vetchny 2. I wish they added to more stuff, to be honest. I would love it in particular on the Panzer IV armor, like Vetchny 2 or Vetchny 3, that'd be very nice. What a Stug. Anyways, big push here by Cblanco, calls out a bunch of infantry around from the Tiger Race, which spectacularly whips it. Quick blitz here. Air support summoned in here by Cblanco to drive away the mighty Tiger Race. 207 to 305. Infantry moving in, entertaining the signal on the road. Par needs to get out of there. And I really should consider another MD42 action. That's a quite big O-side for me. In the south here, Panther versus the Crocodile, backed out by Sappers. Sadly, Ikab's Panther is normally less well supported. Push continues up north. It's the anti-tank trying to go away, but that didn't quite work out. Tiger Race that does gain Red Team 2, becoming more accurate. Let's see that actually. Oh, that does result in some more kills, it seems. Mortifier rain down there. Shot missed. And there you go. Cblanco does find his hard to pull away the infantry. Another miss from the Tiger Race. Sees another fuel and victory point here. Shot almost hit there, but only did a bit of light damage there. Switching out to spearhead modes, and you know, suppression is never hurts, and you know, better turret rotation within the arc of fire, such can also have some benefits. Quick setting out repairs, and of course remembering to use the vehicle crew repair ability, since you know that speeds up the repairs. It's a thing, something I think that more people need to keep in mind with the Tiger Race. It's actually pretty handy. I mean, you can much more quick to get the Tiger Race into the field, which is actually one of the biggest issues with the Tiger Race before, besides its 8-up resources. Just it takes a lot of time to get back onto the battlefield, but with vehicle crew repairs, you can get so much faster back into the battlefield again. That's huge. That is massive. And dangerous for the enemy, which is exactly how you like it. Going here straight for the Sherman, direct hit here. I can also go for a Panther. Now I could also go for some Stugs or Osprins, but I feel like a Panther will probably work nicely with the Tiger Race. Again, a pair of Stugs wouldn't be bad at all. In fact, might be better in some ways, due to more rate of fire. And of course, the Panther just can soak up fire better than the Stugs, which sadly don't quite have that same ability. Shoots and misses again. That Tiger Race is certainly not feeling quite like an ace with its so far rate of actually hitting stuff. Big push here, the Cblanco straight into Grenadiers and Stormtroopers. Wiped out. Bit of blow there. Pioneers could also risk getting wiped out. That's going to be quite painful for me. In fact, it looks like I've lost. Yep. Got no Pioneers left now. Down to just Grenadiers, Stormtroopers and a mortar. Stormtroopers there with 8 kills. 22 Grenadiers to retreat. Tiger Race turning about there. Bit of sluggish pathing. Directed here on the Sherman. Of course, the actual Tiger in the war was actually very able to quickly turn around on the spot. On the other hand, it had slow turret rotation. More Stormtroopers out for me, just more infantry here. Calling a Stormtrooper squad to sneak up behind, hoping to catch up some support weapons, like anti-tankers and the likes here. Trying to clear out the anti-tank in here from the front. Smoke screen off from the Stormtroopers, so it's a limited line of fire. Stormtroopers there, further disrupting position here for Cblanco. Closing down any allied troops and might just be able to clear out the anti-tank and nab it back. Well, he's nabbing in the first place. Stormtroopers are taking heavy damage. He to retreat still. With the Stormtrooper squad, I was able to disrupt his position in the south here. Panther moving in with pack support here, driving a wedge through Vodka Company's lines. Panther Barbary Veteran 2, very good. And I'm not paying attention to my resource there. Again, I could be going for more armor. Hell, a Storm Panzer 4 could also work out in theory. But I don't know what's happened here. It's around there. 10 kills so far. Very nice work. 305 is 142. Situation sounds like a bit more desperate there for the German army and the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision, despite the arrival of a lot of elite armoured crews and infantry. Section being routed here by the mighty Sturmpanzer 4. Jacksoning about. Artillery fire going off here in the south as well, I think, to disrupt his positions, at least further advances to be curbed. More Pioneers on the way there. Since I do prioritise, ensuring I can at least maintain the tank I have before calling in more tanks, though I definitely should be considering calling in more armour soon. And again, manpower wise, the idea might just be to call in some Stugs and Ostrins to back up the Tiger Race that way. Tiger Race misses again. Again, due to the road here, there's this massive sort of raised road in the middle of Vaux farmlands, and that one can catch up a lot of shots from tanks. Landed a minor kill here with the Tiger Race, 16 kills now. Big push by Cblanco. MD42 there, by the way. Back in action for the fatherland. Panther moving forward here for Ikab, 15 kills. Flanking up behind, not bad. And machine gun wiped out here by the Scot. 10 kills. Panther finding in the centre, more infantry moving in as well to support from both me and Ikab. There's another one floating on map. I might be planning something else there. We'll have to see what it ends up being. Paratroopers almost out here by a Tag Race Stormtrooper combo. Tag Race just hanging back here using its range to get some kills in, and Stormtrooper got wiped by a single hit here by something. Quite a blow there. Infantry casualties continue to be perilously high here. "19 kills in the Tiger Race." I mean, again, it does have some good range once you sort of get it going there eventually too, and then use Spearhead. It can sort of provide decent covering fire from a sort of reasonably safe distance, which is also the reason why Spearhead is good. Again, similarly to like spotting scopes, you can just use it while it moves. It allows the Tag Race to much more effectively use its range. Sherman there, pulling away. Quick hit there from the Tiger Race. Scott there with a damaged engine, might be able to take that one out. But we've got the double anti-tank into the way here, prompting me to back off since I don't want to risk it. In particular, since Cblanco is at least reasonably quick to pop armor-piercing rounds on them, or HVAC rounds, to further increase the penetration against the Tiger Race. Back here, troops in reinforcing. I can again begin considering calling armor, though I think I'm sticking to the Panther idea for now, which probably shouldn't be. Ikab calling in a Panzerwerfer. South is once more clearing up as Cblanco and VodkaCo is starting to focus more center north. In fact, VodkaCo is taking some severe casualties and he's lost his crocodile. I'm not entirely sure where it went down. Oh, up here. He's going for a Firefly now. His mortar, though, is Veteran 3. Their East level Tiger is being fixed up, and of course, using vehicle crew repair to expedite the entire thing. So again, that's a nice bit of advice. Remember, use vehicle crew repair. It's good. Of course, not while under fire, though you can't. Troops in reinforcing, and there you go. Panther on the way, Panzerkampf 5. Panzer fire here against the Allied positions. Make use of air recons by to increase action, just know where to hit, and he takes out Cblanco's ambulance. That's going to make it harder to form a defensive position, noting here that Cblanco's otherwise dotted across the north of the map. Their aircraft shot down. Tiger Race wing hit it with infantry support. Panther halfway down. Mortar actually almost got taken out by the aircraft crashing down. Dog machine guns here shown moving in. Tiger's got something to deal with that. Slowly approaching the ace level, or the hero level, I guess you'd say, on the Tiger Race. It becomes a true legend. Would it be a legendary level? I don't know. Anyways, once the veteran field, of course, it shoots faster and moves faster, which of course makes it a real beast, on top of, you know, all the other bonuses. Empty moves ahead here, big push there. I'm going to quickly turn off Spearhead so we can more easily turn around there with the turret. Panther charging in here. Panther on the way from me as well. They're going for around it. Grenadiers hanging back. They don't want to charge into machine guns very obviously. Pairs of their taking a nasty hit from the Tiger Race. 24 kills now. It's only starting to catch on with the kill ratio. One sort of hit the high levels of veterans there. Turning back to with the Jackson behind to tank as though backing up. Machine gun versus Grenadiers. Panther on the way there, moving in. Popping smoke. Panther charging in there, getting out with the Tag Race, which is now veteran free there. Going with the Panther here. Quickly turning around there. Almost got the Jackson here, but he pops out the crew to try to get it to attack. Doesn't work out. Just got to get the Panther out of there. Popping smoke, but I might end up losing the Panther, which of course would be pretty silly. But no. Lady Luck smiles upon me for once, and the Panther escapes here, though. Ikab's Panther's also seen better days. And actually going for a second Panther, so this battle is turning into a pretty Panther-heavy fight. Ikab's been taking control of the south, but the situation with victory points starting to look pretty grim. 95 versus 261. The Allies are proving to be quite well dug in, and they're only digging in harder now with a 17-pounder gun. Fixing up the Tiger Race there. And of course, remembering to use vehicle crew repairs. Panther almost done there for Ikab. So that's going to get 2 Panthers, 1 Sturmpanzer, and a Panzerwerfer. Sneaking up for the centre here. Quick rifle grenade there on the machine gun. Almost taking that, but not quite landing it. Sturmpanzer being fixed up. Close to Veteran 2. We got machine guns and other stuff sort of dotted across the map here. And And there we go. Second Panther out. Putting it for a total of 3 Panthers and a Tiger Ace. A truly massive assembly of armour and Campaneers too. Of the German kind anyways. We got Ikab there launching this assault here. Moving in infantry as well there. Probably realising push into the centre at least for now is going to be a bad idea. I'm lining up at least for something there. They're under cover of smoke. Because I got smoke. Ikab doesn't. So either way, the assault going in the north. We got air support called in to try and break this up as I push for the centre as well. But I'm quick to try and maybe also dispatch troops to hold here. In fact, I quickly realised I could maybe actually strike through here and get behind Cblanco's assault. As of course he tries to meet Ikab's assault, basically pulling off a pincer manoeuvre, sort of. There goes Jackson down. Ace Panther's about to go down. Pretty big loss there for Ikab though. But there you go, Entertainment's being swept out and Tiger Ace charging through here, slicing through Cblanco like a hot knife through butter. Air support raining down here. But it's not enough to stop the German Panzerwaffe. Koenigsegg going for the Panzerwaffe of the Scot here. More Stormtroopers called in. Just being held down here by paratroopers going for that German with the Tiger Ace. Need to be careful, of course, not to push too far here, but I want to at least avenge the Ace Panther. 29 kills here on the Tiger Ace. Stormtroopers fighting for the centre victory point. MP40 is being added. And the north at least has been cleared up from mostly of Cblanco's efforts there. And Stormtroopers sadly got hit by a grenade. And could very well go down. Storm Punch there to the rescue, vexing to 19 kills. Tiger Ace escapes. Panther rolls forward, finally being fixed up mostly. Ikab with more infantry, he might be setting up for another Panther though. And we finally got the northern victory point back. We're down to 70 versus the Allies 259. Paired from the higher fire here from the Sturmpanzer. Panther moves up, engaging the Major. Then we got the Churchill tank moving forward to the second Crocodile lighting for VodkaCo, just arriving, and then straight to the Tiger Ace and the Panther. Suffering heavy damage here from German armour. Tiger Ace in particular again with its Veteranly 3 bonus there, of course, firing very swiftly, as you can see there, doing heavy damage to the Crocodile. They fired against as well. 17-pounder gun trying to turn about it, but there you go. Takes out the Crocodile with some light support from the Panther, primarily doing it in zone there. So again, once we get the Tiger Ace that high up, it can actually be very formidable against enemy armour. Even a bit versus infantry, but as you might notice in the start, it can feel a bit inconsistent. Still, Storm Panther rolling ahead. Here we got Panther fire down, shattering Vodka Company and Cblanco's position around the 17-pounder gun. Machine gun crew slaughtered in the same spot the ambulance died in. Truly a cursed area. Panther there, halfway to veterans too. Need to be careful here, but for some reason I'm still charging in there. Because I'm apparently a bit of putts here. And I might actually end up losing the Panther. They're also part of this. Just victory points can actually block the movement there, so that can also cause some pathing issues. But obviously I shouldn't have been doing that. That was dumb. But I got lucky for once. I did not get punished for my stupidity. Ikab has fought a lot of manpower. Definitely should be more careful about that. Punish trying to deal with the 17-pounder gun, doing a bit of damage. Sturmpanzer continues to just basically act as a self-propelled artillery piece of the much closer range. And much heavier armoured. Tiger Ace good to go once more. South is largely ignored now by the Allies. We've got 195 versus 70. Is Ikab setting up for an elephant tank destroyer? I don't know. Smokes from down here though again from the Allies. Very nice. I'm not entirely sure what's deploying the smoke. Might be a Sherman. No, I don't think there's a Sherman about. Oh well. Storms are there trying to move through in the south here, not quite finding success here. Allies making a big push with a lot of elite paratroopers. We've got 3 paratroopers scores out of Cblanco. That's a lot of paratroopers. That's a lot of elite infantry. Sturmpanzer slowly approaching the ace level here. Tiger Ace moving forward again there. Panzer with fire unleashed. Raining down upon the Allied positions. Annihilating a paratrooper squad which was unable to find any cover, any safety. Tiger Ace rolling forwards here. Like a Teutonic Crusader against the olive green hordes. Gonna do saying Norfolk's there, 31 kills with the G-33's paratroopers reactions and a Major accompanying that little expeditionary force. Scott moving in. South remains largely untarnished for now, or at least untouched. And there you go, Ikab is committing to another Panther. Ikab here, clearly a believer in the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Who knows, he might even have a little model of it somewhere. These are paratroopers, Major and Rierson trying to use the cover here from the Panther to hold the line, but that's not going to work out too well. Tiger Race charging forwards here. 31 kills. 32. Troops reinforcing. We got air recons out from Ikab again. And there you go, second Panther out. 6 kills in that mortar. But it is specially 3. So we're back to 3 Panthers in a Tucker race, plus a Sturmpanzer 4. 121 versus 70. Savs they're almost annihilated. Allies though definitely playing a lot more Panther. Not exactly trying to pull off any big maneuvers to sort of trying to throw us off. 70 points left. Panthers moving ahead here. Panther there, opening up on the Scott. Tiger Race Panther moving in. Fire raining down here, shattering the Allied position. Scott went down here. Panther there on the way for me as well. Directed here on the Jackson. Down to half health. Panther there gains virtually 2 shots and added. Big push empty following up. The machine gun there is struggling to keep pace with it all as well due to being suppressed by the Panzerwerfer. More of 17 pounder gun there. Virtually 2 Panther. Tiger Race falling back. The Panther is very close to being destroyed here. A lot of swearing though as they keep macking up the other's pathing. Bring ahead with flamethrowers and incendiary grenade to take out that 17 pounder gun to finish off the monstrosity. Machine gun being seized back here for the fatherland. Stormtroopers thinking about big infantry push here by Cblanco. I'm going to pop an incendiary grenade here to give the 17 pounder gun a nice little reminder that it's going to die. There you go, 17 pounder gun down, destroying an Allied strong point. Jackson firing away. We've got a lot of Jacksons out there for Cblanco. The one of them is about to go down. Panther destroyed though. Not the best assault here by Ikab in the end, I guess. We lose 2 Panthers without getting one of the Jacksons. So that was quite painful there for Ikab. He's still got a lot of manpower. He's still got a lot though. So more infantry would do good. Maybe some Panther grenadiers, maybe some with Panzer Shreks. Just, you know, spend some of that manpower, Ikab. Storms through the booby traps, by the way. And there you go, tactical advantage from the head here. Hosing them down there with well laid fire. Well, actually just holding down the trigger finger and hoping it hits. Moving in the Tiger Race here. Air recons out from Ikab once more. Sadly, no hits on the retreating rifleman. Panther firing down here, taking out the machine crew almost entirely. South remains pretty much nothing happening there. We also got S-Mine to help defend the point just a bit. 83 versus 70. Back here, troops healing, reinforcing. Panther being fixed up. Getting a bit aggressive here, partly because they all sort of been, I think around here we sort of see them trying to surrender, but they can't quite decide. So, thinking there might be a chance of finish the job here and push through. Crushing though most of the paratrooper squad there though, as the Tiger appears unexpectedly from the hedgerows. A man exclaiming, "Hey, Carl, do you hear something?" before getting crushed. Alongside Carl, Bob, and Billy Joe Bob. 36 kills in the Tiger Race, 4 of them just crushes. Jackson going in on the prowl for German armour. It looks like here, VodkaCo company's finally realised and there needs to be something new here. Yep, there we go. This is roughly the point there with the sort of seemingly surrendering. Ikab, I think, perhaps even slacking off a bit there, but obviously I'm just thinking, alright, we might just be there though. I'm obviously at the same time not assuming it's done. I've seen many players just, of course they haven't called GD themselves, but we've seen that several times, where they might give up and then of course, get a second win and push through. So never assume it's done until you actually got the victory screen, by the way. Bit of advice there. Air support called in here. Ikab trying with forwards here. Perhaps again feeling a bit overconfident. South here push for the south of victory point here. Machine gun hammering away. Infantry flanking here. Good push there by VodkaCo company. Air support raining down here. Jackson's a lot of infantry. Just huge push there. Panther infantry forwards. Tiger Race moving in. Another Panther away there for Ikab. Big push here though by the Jacksons. Looks like a Panther went down. Panther trying to pursue here, but can't quite find the targets and hit them. In fact, I might end up overextending too far here. Also trying to manage the battle in here, and of course that caused me to lose the Panther as, for whatever reasons, it decided to do a 180-degree turn, which happens. Which is certainly one of my pet peeves, like just your tanks decide to do a 180-degree turn when it really shouldn't be. Either way, though, Panther went down, bit of a blow there. 39 kills from the Tiger, which is still operable. Now it's being pursued here by double Jacksons, which is definitely not good for Tiger Race with the damage taken. Panther also in Brad spot. Going for another Panther, though honestly, again, I might just should have gone for double Dukes here. Panther being pushed back, Sturm Panzer moving in. Ace level, of course, 32 kills. Panther taking heavy damage, or Tiger is taking heavy damage. Sturm Panzer moving, got 39 kills from the Ace. Focusing on the more damaged Jackson, so at least make sure I kill it. In this case, I just build spearheads, at least keep the turret run going there, and there you go. Gets the Jackson, but there's still one about here in the center of this assault considered fight here. We got 59 versus 19. Concussive grenade off, his storm's about to get wiped out, need to retreat. Tiger Race finally expired. Crumbling in. Forgot to retreat the stormtroopers because I'm a bit of an idiot apparently. And yeah, crushed. That was a waste there by me, to be honest. Jackson looking to escape, taking heavy damage here from Panzerfaust, and Panther the Panther taking heavy damage in return anyways. Could end up still losing it here to the Jackson, which would be rather uncomfortable for Ikab. Need to Panzerfaust there. And there you go, got the Panther, but the Sturmpanzer gets it in turn, crumbling forward here. Another Panther out there. Heavy casualties now for the German side. Under the withering assault of one last Allied assault, it seems, which may just turn the tide in their favour. Sturmpanzer there, though. Sliver of health left. Shot bounds, trying to keep the front edge towards it. Panzerfaust off down the engine. The Panther arrives to finish off the crumble. Allies are now without armour, but they're still in a strong position with infantry. Of course, the Germans on the other hand are very short and other stuff. Rushing in for the point, but there's a booby trap in the way. Plus, the Sturmpanzer, and there you go. Casualties piling up for Cblanco's paratroopers. Thrown into the fires of war here quite brutally. Paratroopers routed. 53 versus 19. Match is starting to look like it's going to approach an hour long. Ikab is still flooding an awful lot of manpower. There you go, spending it. He's going for more grenadiers. They're going to feel like Panther grenadiers would be a nice addition. Again, Pioneers maybe try and deal with that mortar in place. We've got 21 kills. Push into the centre of the Stormtroopers Grenadiers. Tank from slightly wider approach. We've got numerous machine guns sort of lined up here to help defend it. Panther moving in. More storms called in this case in the south to try and stick up here. But as you can see there, VodkaCo stuck in heavily with numerous infantry units and a machine gun. They obviously don't want to lose there. So obviously my plan there is going to hit a bit of a snag. Almost got the machine gun there, but Senate gets away, and there we go. Panther trying to go away, but he caught up another stuff here. Anti-tank and eventually fleet is doing heavy damage there. Sturmpanzer bombarding here. 39 kills, 40 kills. Anti-tank gun utterly shattered. More Panzerwerfers for Ikab. That Sturmpanzer is definitely proving its worth time and time again at this point. Grenadiers white, casualties are just piling up in these last moments of the fight. Damage-wise, you can see there's been heavy damage, then heavy killing and losses there on both sides. With Cblanco, they're definitely suffering the highest. He's also the one that does the most damage. Panzer moving up here. Sturmpanzer being repaired. 19 versus 30. More paratroopers called in here by Cblanco. Panther being engaged, and there you go. Pack 4 landing as well in the Jackson tank destroyer. Panther taking heavy damage. Casualties keep piling up. Fighting for the center there continues. Almost got the Jackson tank destroyed. Panzerwerfer here has unleashed hell. 4 kills though. Paratroopers landing right next to the victory point. The Allies are frantically throwing whatever they can into the crucible of war here in the hopes of winning. Sturmpanzer, they're annihilating more paratroopers. 41 kills. Jackson down. Crew members flying all over the place like confetti. Paratroopers being splattered across the ground. Panther down though. Panther down. Farmlands knows no mercy. Got 2 victory points. We've gone down to 16 versus 30. More stormtroopers arriving. Mortify hammering down here from the Grenadier there for 9 kills. 13 versus 30. Stormtrooper doing the kind with MP40s, getting 1 section, but there's a lot more line infantry nearby, and there's going to be a retreat there. 9 points left for the Allies. Mortifying down there amidst the advancing Allied infantry up north here. Sturm Panzer with Allied support here from both of us to defend it. Paratroop escort almost annihilated. Of course, the Lads push through the centre here. 9 versus 29. More stormtroopers arriving. More MP40s on the field, and they just move towards the victory point, ignoring the mortar despite being right next to them and being in some ways a realistic threat. But again, they got to focus on the victory point. Again, they're down to 9. Sturmpanzer arrives in the nick of time here. But even then, Cblanco is tossing his men onto the point. Like men frantically clinging to a piece of driftwood after a ship has sunk. Sturmpanzer with a damage engine. 51 kills, though. 51 kills. A true hero of Germany, ladies and gentlemen. That's truly one of the most impressive Sturmpanzers I've seen in some time. Maybe should have gone for second mortar at some point as well. That would also, I think, be quite effective. More paratroopers up for Cblanco. He's just calling them in. As fast as he's losing them. I mean, they've truly become the screaming eagles as they scream on their way to hell. We got booby traps and S-mines on the northern victory point. Plus a stormtrooper squad about to set up an ambush. Like, no one's going to get that point on foot. Stormtroopers hosting in, they're all taking catch that's dropped in there, and there you go, tactical advance just to make sure they die. Trying to push to the south point, we've got a machine on the way there, center victory point being seized there by whatever can be mustered. As last reserves and energy is being exhausted here. 9 versus 13. And Vodka Company apparently been setting up for a third crocodile, hoping to catch everyone off guard by a surprise mechanic there, if you will. A surprise heavy tank. I mean, theoretically it could work because, I mean, we're so focused on infantry, we don't really have a lot of counter. In fact, Ikab's going for a Sturmpanzer. I've basically got all MP40s and G43s. I got nowhere stopping a crocodile. So basically, we got to win it soon because that crocodile is just going to bury us and light us on fire while burying us. It's going to be very ugly. But there you go. They're just charging in everything. 4 points left. Panzerwerfer raining down death. Air artillery support called in as well here. 2 points left. Artillery calling as well there on my mortar, it seems. 1 point left, and there we go. GG, game over. A brutal and exhausting fight right here on Val Farmlands with heavy casualties. Lots of damage on both sides. Some mistakes from me, of course, from Cblanco as well. But, you know, overall, intense stuff with lots of armored clashes, flanks, smoke screens, stormtroopers, tiger racers, panthers, you name it. It almost had, of course, one hell of a Sturmpanzer with 51 kills in the end. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. Hope it gave you ideas for matches. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. And whatever you can, donate or pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is ImperialDane. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.